Hello YouTube, Max number 60, and I am back with another Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel video. The last time I uploaded one of these, I think it was quite a few months ago, when I did my empty jar deck. And this is a new deck idea I had, and honestly, this is one of my worst ideas ever. I called it the Fire and the Flames, but I couldn't fit through it. Now, the reason why I made this deck was because I was just thinking about some of these old burn cards like Sparks and Ukazi and shit. I was thinking, can I find a deck where I can actually make use of them? And that's how this happened. It's basically just a Dark Snake Syndrome deck, basically. Anyway, Syndrome, and yeah, I remember doing this deck card a lot in my locals. But anyway, I'm just gonna go over a basic overview of what the deck is. 3 Battle Faders, because obviously what this is a stall deck where I can burn my opponents so they have so I can burn them with Dark Snake Syndrome, then keep their life points lower than mine with effect damage. And Battle Fader is obviously one of the big staple stall cards, I guess. Well, I'm not sure about staple, but it's a big stall card. Or anyone who's dealt with like Exodia or Final Countdown decks know about that. And 1 Morphing Jar. I run a lot of decks like this. I run these just so I can recycle my hands, but at the same time also gives me a risk of dealing with opponent's new hand. Puts me at more risk of dealing with Ash Blossom, which this is not something that cannot handle dealing with an Ash Blossom too well. A lot of these decks, these new gimmick decks I make, aren't that great with aren't that great against a lot of the meta decks and their hand traps. Anyway, 3 Marshmallow, and obviously it's a staple stall card, and it deals 1,000. If attacked when face down, it'll deal 1,000 points to my damage, which is good for me because I always want to stay higher life points than my opponent. And 3 Sparks. This is obviously considered one of the worst cards in the game. I honestly put the whole reason I put part of this means I make this deck is just so I can see if I could make use of Sparks. And sometimes, and you'll probably see in some of the duels you're gonna see, is I hold on to 1 Spark just because I want to be an asshole and try to just finish them off with the Sparks, because I can't think of anything more disrespectful than that, really. And 3 Okazi. It's like it's similar to Sparks, just 800 damage more instead. I did run in the first clip you saw. You did see I ran Hinatama and Tremendous Fire too. I took those out. I left Ukazi in just because it does more damage than Hinatama, and Tremendous Fire. The only reason I took that out is because in case I didn't want to take that 500 damage backburn for whatever reason. Although now that I think of it, I probably could have put Poison of the Old Man in here. Now that I think of it, it does the same amount of damage as Ukazi, and it also can heal me for 1,200 too. So I probably could have put that in here now that I think of it, because I kind of just forgot about that card. Right. Anyway, 3 Swords Revealing Light. It gives me 3 turns with a stalling. I'm honestly surprised when I was messing with it when I was dueling this, how little people had stuff to destroy this with. Either that or they chose not to destroy, or chose to get rid of my Dark Snake Syndrome or something. Anyway, I have 1 Gold Sarcophagus. It's obviously just for me to search Dark Snake Syndrome out, and if I already have 1 or 2 in the hand, I can use this to search my 3rd one out, because I'm not afraid to put 1. I usually don't mind putting more than 1 of these on the field. 2 Magical Mallets, just obviously for consistency. Then see, shuffle any number of powers back in into the deck from my hand. And I run 3 Pop Extravagances. This is banish 3 or 6 cards and draw 1 card depending on how many I send. And that's what all these well, I think. Oh, well, I put this in here. I've been thinking about it. And I remember people using this card in stalled cards a lot. I never thought about. I just didn't realize I put that in here. Now I think of it, but although I don't really have any, I can't really make an XYZ with it though. I probably could, but I'm not going to, because I don't see myself using this much more. But anyway, that's what all these extra deck stuff's for, just so I have fuel to use these cards. I have 2 Darkroom Nightmares. This is obviously whenever my opponent takes some effect damage. I can do 300 more points, which is helpful when I'm using my Ukazi or my Sparks, or when they take any effect damage in general from Dark Snake Syndrome. Plus, if I have 2 of these on the field, I can deal 600 more damage instead. And the Heart and Soul of the deck, Dark Snake Syndrome. We both take 200 damage, and then that keeps multiplying until we kill ourselves. that's a bit heart and soul of the deck. Just get this on the field, damage them enough with my burn cards to keep them lower life points than me. It's mainly because of Okazi and Sparks why I gave it the name Through the Fire and the Flames. Of course the name won't fit, but anyway, on to the traps. 3 Wabaku. This is another classic stall card. Take no damage from battles. Take no battle damage this turn. And my opponent monster cannot be destroyed by battle this turn. It's really funny too when I was playing this against people. I have a feeling that a lot of people have either A, forgot what these do, or these are newer people who've never seen these cards before, because I think nowadays people don't play them as much except for in gimmick decks. But it's like they try to go to the battle phase, attack me through swords and Wabaku, even though they can't damage me. So it's like, do they not remember what these cards do or something? Anyway, moving on. I run 1 magic cylinder. I probably could run a few more now I think of it. But obviously, it deals more damage to my opponent, and depending on what they're attacking me with, I can do a lot of damage to them. And man, you'll see a 1 clip coming up here where this magic cylinder saved my ass. And anyway, 3 compulsory evacuation device. This is mostly for the rust disruption's sake, or if I want to keep my morphing jar around long enough for me to recycle my hand again. I think I was doing like the normal and rare event festival during this game that I started seeing how infuriating this card can be. So I figured I'd run these anyway, and 3 threatening roars, or stall cards obviously. And Secret Blast. I found this to be pretty helpful in a chain burn deck I made, which I haven't used that much. But I figured I could make use of these Secret Blasts here. Hold on. There's 300 damage for each card my opponent controls. Controls inflict 1,000 damage if they destroy this card and send it to the graveyard. Right, so it's a pretty good burn card. But yeah, this is the deck I made. I feel like the only reason I was able to get away with so many wins is because I wasn't higher. I don't think I was high as ranked in these duels as I was in my Morphing Jar video. And I also I think there are a few instances you might see in this duel where they probably could have easily finished me, if they wanted to. But they didn't realize how badly my situation was. So anyway, that's the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed this video. Enjoy these following duels.